What's good? Welcome back to Sonic Superstars. Last time we played one of the shittiest zones known to man. And this time we're on to slightly greener pastures. This is Cyber Station. It's kind of the big standout zone in this game, the one that they threw into all of the promotional material. And the one that made people actually pretty excited because, you know, we didn't know how to feel about the fact that there were all new zones. It was RZS, like, who knew how it was going to turn out? But when a lot of people saw this, it was kind of a breath of fresh air, because it was a very new, novel way to capitalize on the fact that classic Sonic kind of was rebirthed through nostalgia, and he kind of exists in this day and age now purely fueled by nostalgia for a lot of people. Oh, this is gonna be so bad. I'm definitely dead. No, I got rings. I'm good. Oh my god. I don't know how that turned out the way it did. I'm stuttering a little bit. I'm a little tired. I'm kind of losing my mind. The Golden Capital video took a lot out of me, and I don't think I've emotionally recovered from that. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, this is the one that gave people a lot of hope, because it was like a new and novel way to capitalize on that nostalgia while still providing, you know, old players with new content instead of just like latching on to shit that, you know, we've been seeing for the past 18 trillion years. We all have seen Green Hill for the 20th time. We've all seen, you know, I don't know, Chemical Plant, that's the one. Why was I just blanking so hard? Guys, help me, I'm so tired, please. But we've all seen that shit, we all know. And, you know, it was just a cool way of going about it, and a fun new aesthetic, and something that a lot of people had been waiting for a very, very, very long time. So I was pretty excited when I saw this too. However, this is kind of a bit of a polarizing zone for me. I don't know for the rest of the populace, but for me it's a bit of a polarizing zone. I don't know. I feel very strange about it. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. I think it's one of the better zones in the game, but it also still suffers from a lot of the issues that a lot of the later zones in this game do, aka any zone past zone 2. So there's some shit going on here. This is honestly probably the worst part of it. This is another one of those, and probably the most egregious example of, you know, them designing the game to try and make it fit 4 players when it was never supposed to fit 4 players. So they add this, and every single time you fail that, you gotta go. And we're done with it now, by the way. That was the entire thing. I made it look really fast, but when you're playing with 4 people, it's really annoying. And when you're playing on your own, it is also really annoying. But, you know, the general idea is that when you're playing with 4 people, it'll slow you down a little bit, and it'll make it so that the people that aren't maybe as good at Classic Sonic, they'll slow down a little bit, and the people that are good at Classic Sonic will also slow down a little bit, and they'll slow down in collective turmoil together. And I think that's the idea. And it's kind of stupid, but you know what? Whatever. It works for some people, but I think it's a bad level design decision that slows down the pace of the entire level to accommodate for people and accommodate a playstyle that the game, you know, otherwise was not designed for. This one I think is fine, though. I don't mind this. You have to be a little careful, because I don't know why I was using the D-pad for that. I'm going to start using the analog stick. Gotta be a little careful, because this little freak is kind of slippery. But it's generally not too bad. The only annoying part is that when you get hit, you end up just straight falling for a while, which can put you into really bad spots. It does not make a whole lot of sense to me, and I'm not a fan of that part of it. But otherwise, I think it's fine. It doesn't slow down the pace or anything. And when you're playing this with 4 people, it's still a way for, you know, you to be a little bit slower for the people that need it, but also not be so slow that it makes people, you know, that actually want to play a fast Sonic game, you know, not play a fast Sonic game. This one's also pretty cool. I actually fuck with this one a lot. It's kind of sick. You have to be on your toes a little bit, but you can get some really cool speed here, and I like it a lot. So, that's cool. It gives me, you know what? It's Geometry Dash, man. It gives me Geometry Dash vibes. I don't know if you guys know this. Little gamer tip. Geometry Dash is pretty cool. And it's what I grew up on, so that's probably why it gives me those vibes. But I like that a lot. Like, I think generally it's pretty sick. But now we got the boss. And I streamed this game a while ago, alright? You can still find the video on the channel. I'm not removing it. Let me get a sip of water. I'm getting lightheaded. Oh. Bro, I have not gotten enough water in my system today. Daily reminder, drink water. But I live streamed this boss because I was getting really fucking annoyed with it on my first playthrough back to this game after my multiplayer experience. So like when I bought the game on my own time, I got really annoyed with it. It's not too bad. You just kind of have to like know what's coming and kind of pay attention a little bit and you know how to interact with the boss. But I did not know how to do that when I was first playing this. So it took a really long time and was really annoying to do. But it's not too bad. I gotta lock in a little bit because currently I'm currently unlocked, but I gotta relock. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, man? I think I can jump into him straight up. Yeah, there we go. That's good. And then once we're done with this phase, we got another one. Believe it or not, the bosses in this game being long? No way. It's not possible. But yeah, we got another phase after this one. That one is considerably more annoying, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But right now, we're rocking with the first phase. We can get through this one easy. We just gotta pay attention, hit shit, and get through it. By the way, I lied. There's not a second phase. Look. Oh my god, they just give us free rings and let us finish the level like that? You guys already know. They're lying to you. They're just fucking around. They're goofing. This one is kind of annoying, though. Because you're supposed to, like... I think you're supposed to hit these guys. And then not hit the giant head. But you can also hit the giant head. And if you hit the giant head, it becomes invulnerable for a little while, and you can't bounce off of it. So if you just only go trying to hit the giant head, you end up getting fucked over and falling to a bottomless pit a lot of times. But that's technically not what you're supposed to do. But you can hit the giant head a bunch of times. I still don't fully know how this boss works, so I could be speaking out of my ass, but that's what I thought. Like you gotta fuck with these little dudes. And when they land, you gotta just hit like that, and then they'll do that, and it'll work a little better, and you don't have to, you know, waste time jumping in the head. This is actually, I'm in a really bad spot right now. Like I'm in an actually awful spot right now. No rings scares me. I'm really hoping with every fiber of my being that this doesn't take as long as it did the first time I played it. Are we done? Oh. Listen to me. Right now. Hold on. No, you fucking didn't. No, you did. I could close this game right now and go back to playing Rebirth, bro. I could. I won't. I won't. I'm here for the long haul. I won't. But I could. Let me tell you something. You guys are so lucky right now. I could have fucking closed this game 5 seconds. I just lost no rings. We're just gonna restart. You're so lucky right now because I could have quit this game. Oh, I didn't know I was gonna do that. Okay, well, I'll be back in a minute, guys. Holy shit. Boys, I got a Chaos Emerald. I had my brain turned right off. But I got a Chaos Emerald. So now I can show you the next Emerald ability. I'm so cool, guys. I'm only 3 emeralds late. Actually, I should be on, like, second to last, I think. But I'm not. Whatever. I don't care. Like I said, I'm not gonna get all the Chaos Emeralds, so it's whatever. Back to me beating the boss, because I already did it. Did I do it? Am I free? Is there another random fucko that's gonna pop up and kill me? Alright, I think I'm done for real this time. I don't think they're gonna debate me again. But that was that. It's not too bad of a boss, and honestly, on repeat playthroughs, it doesn't hurt me emotionally anymore. But it fucked me up real bad first time through, and I still feel a little burned from it. And you know, now that I've played that stage like 2 times, let's do Actails. Let's run Actails. Now that I've done that stage like 2 times, back to back to back, I can really say that literally every single fucking gimmick in that stage, except for the rocket one, does kind of get in the way. Because the mouse one was what, like, awful. Kind of awful. Like, it's whatever, because it's only there for 5 seconds, but it's mandatory, you're forced to do it. It completely spits in the face of what a lot of people want from a classic Sonic game. It's not very good. And then you've got the octopus thingy, the squid, whatever, it's the squid, the thing. And that one's not awful. It's okay. It doesn't slow down the pace as much, but it also doesn't really help with the pace. And every time I would get into one of those, am I dumb, bro? I think I might be kind of dumb. But every single time I would get into one of those, like, I would just want it to be over so fast. And I feel like, you know, it just didn't do what it was trying to do. It came off feeling worse than the mouse power, just because you would have to do it so often. And I know that's a big 180 flip, but on the second playthrough, I'm telling you, bro, the squid was more annoying than anything, which was really surprising to me. The rocket was still as fun as it was at the time before. Very unintrusive, very Sonic as well. So I was completely okay with that. Oh, by the way, this is the new zone. We can see it technically, not early, but like, you know, we can play through the Tails Act first, which gives us a little look into what it's going to be like before we actually play any of the technically real acts. I really like this zone, and I think it's pretty cool from what I remember. So I'm pretty excited to play this one, but, you know, Tails Act, what do I feel? It's not too bad. It's alright. It's one of the better acts you can play in this game. A lot of instant death crushing things, a lot of, like, flying up and trying to kill enemies with your tail type of deal. I don't think it's too bad. I think it's one of the more interesting ways they could have taken Tails, which is technically, you know, he's the easy mode character for your little brother to play when you're playing Sonic 2 with him. That's his entire shtick. But it's a fun way to make him feel like he's, you know, kind of more of a difficult character to get around, just because the level design is utilizing his powers in such an interesting and, you know, slightly difficult technical way. So I really like that. I think it's pretty cool, and I don't mind this level that much. I think the level design in comparison to a lot of the, especially the Knuckles one, especially the Amy one, much better. This is up there. It's either my favorite one or kind of tied with Sonic's. Though I think, you know what? I really do think it might be my favorite one. Because the rest of them are kind of, like, Sonic's is just whatever, but this one is actually pretty cool. And maybe it's just the aesthetic of it. Maybe that's what I like so much. Because I think this is one of the more beautiful stages in the game. This is, I think, one of my favorite stages visually outside of the first two. Which is honestly really cool. Like, you know, they had that weird stuff going on for like 5 stages in the middle. But they kind of, you know, they got back into their game, got back their bag towards the end, which is pretty cool. But yeah, no, I like this aesthetic. I like the vision for this stage. I think the music itself is fine. But yeah, no, cool level all around. I'm gonna die. No, I'm not. I'm too good for that shit. What do you think I am? You think I'm dumb? I'm too good, bro. I'm too good. But yeah, I don't know, confining Tails to a smaller space and making him doing a bunch of flying challenges, much cooler than what I think they did for the rest of the characters. Or, you know what, not cooler, because I think Knuckles had a lot of really fun ideas, but I think it's more well-designed and fits more of a Sonic feel, a classic Sonic feel, than the Knuckles or Amy one do. And, you know, the Sonic one's whatever. The Sonic one's boring and basic, because it's, designed to accommodate for Sonic's playstyle. Which, I'm sorry guys, Sonic is kind of a basic character. I know I've been playing with him this entire game because I love playing as Sonic even though he's technically a basic character. But you can't do too much that hasn't already been done for like a Sonic-specific unique level. I knew that was gonna happen. I felt the momentum swinging by and I was like, nah, that's not gonna happen. Tails' momentum is just too much. I think other than Sonic, Tails is my favorite visual representation of classic Sonic characters in this game. Because, you know, each character is very expressive and very cool. But I think Knuckles looks a little wonky. I think his transition to 3D in this case was a little strange. I guess you could say... I'm not going to say that shit. I was going to be like, yeah, the Rocky transition to 3D, but, like, I value myself too much to do that. So, you know, I'm not going to pull out the IGN line for shits and gigs. But he had a bit of a rougher transition than I think the other characters did. Amy, I'm going to be so real. I just don't think Amy is a visually interesting character in pretty much any capacity. I think she's a cool addition to the squad, but not my deal. Not my cup of tea. I think Tails is cute in a fun way, and I think Amy, dude, I guess she feels kind of over-designed in a sense. I don't know, like, how else to explain it other than that, but she feels a bit over-designed, in comparison to the rest of the main trio, when it comes to classic Sonic. I think with modern Sonic, she fits in a little more seamlessly, just because, surprisingly, her design in modern Sonic's a little simpler, but, by the way, we actually have to skip this cutscene and quit the level, because it's going to shove us into level 2. Act 2 of Frozen Base, but there is an Act 1, so we're going to return to the world map really quickly. But yeah, I think she's a little, like, there's too much going on there, you know? Whereas, you know, classic Knuckles, classic Tails, classic Sonic, they all have a very simplistic design, and they all seem to be designed with the same philosophy in mind. What was I saying? Oh yeah, no, I think, because classic Sonic in this game, super emotive, super cute, but he still looks cool in a lot of cases. I love it. He looks really cool when he's moving forward and when he's going fast, and that's all I can really ask for. And Tails looks adorable, but still cool when he's moving fast and forward. And I think that's what classic Sonic and classic Tails should be. And Knuckles, I don't like. He looked really rigid and badass and cool when he was in the classic Sonic games, when he was in the classic sphere shit. But when it comes down to this game, they make him very round to fit with the aesthetic of Sonic and Tails, and I think it just doesn't work as well as it realistically could. So something about him feels off. Something about him I don't like the visual design. But Tails looks really cool. Probably my second favorite looking character in this game, behind Sonic. And then it goes, I think, honestly, probably like Knuckles and then Amy. I know, I'm a hater, bro. Like, I realize I was born a boy who likes cool blue speed demons, but actually, let's go back. Let's try to get one more Chaos Emerald before we end this playthrough. Let's do it. But I was born a guy who likes a blue speed demon and a little orange creature and, you know, a red echidna. I was not born a kid that liked the over-designed classic Amy design. But I don't feel like that's even like a super... I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it. It's obviously personal preference. And I know a lot of people that love classic Amy. Can you lock onto anything right now, dog? That'd be awesome. I know it's very much personal preference, and I understand that. I realize that. I recognize that. I'm not calling her design bad, but I'm definitely not getting this one. But it's okay. I tried. We're gonna fall, see if we can get it this way. Get some rings, actually. No way. Do that? No, I was so close. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I wasn't gonna get them all anyways, so it's really not a big deal. And I don't think I need them for the final... I might need them for the final story or something, but I'll go to my old save file for that. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. No, like, I don't know. It's a personal preference thing. I get that. And a lot of people really, really love Amy, and classic Amy, and the fact that she's being, you know, shown as this fourth character in all the classic Sonic games with her addition in Sonic Origins Plus and all that. And I get that, and I'm happy that it's happening. And don't get me wrong, seeing Amy in this game, really cool. And I think it's a massive win for the Sonic community overall. I just don't like her visually, and I think her design is a little boring in this game, but whatever. Or, not boring, opposite of boring, over-designed. I think she's over-designed in this game, but that's just me. Just me. Also, I am using the classic, quote-unquote classic Shadow skin again, and I do want to bring this up, because I feel like this is worth it, man. I feel like it's worth talking about. Thanks, Trip. Dude, I'm so sick of Sonic Discourse over this, because I've seen a lot of people incredibly upset about the way that Classic Shadow was handled in this game. Quote-unquote Classic Shadow. Because they wanted to see a real Classic Shadow. And... one, I'm gonna be so honest with you. It does not matter. It does not matter. Like, this is the most pedantic bullshit to be arguing about. Like, let's stop. It doesn't matter. I don't care. We shouldn't care. Like, it's whatever. But beyond that, it's like, it's just disappointing. They had so much opportunity to make Classic Shadow work. What a yada yada yada. I think the same thing that applies to Amy applies to Classic Shadow. I think, or any classic variant of Shadow I've ever seen, it's just over-designed. He was not meant to be in the classic genre, and that's okay. Like, let sleeping dogs lie. Shadow existed in the modern games, and his design's really cool for the modern games, but I think you get to a point where it's just too much shit going on for a classic Sonic experience. Am I gonna get to them before my clones do? You guys suck, bro. What are you doing? What are you doing? We were supposed to work together and you're slow behind there and whatever. Point is, I think it's a non-issue, and I'm incredibly surprised that this skin got as much backlash in the community as it did. It got a lot of love too, let's be clear. There was a lot of stuff that spawned because of it. But at the same time, it just got a lot of hate going on. Okay, we are so fucked. It got a lot of hate going on that I don't think it deserved. And I think it was a silly argument to begin with. And a completely unnecessary thing to get into a tizzy about. And I've seen a lot, like some creators as well, you know, after the fact, being like, they could have done better. They could have done so much better and made classic Sonic. I can't believe I died to that one again. This boss isn't bad, and I actually kind of like it. Too much instant death stuff, but otherwise I think it's an interesting concept, and I kind of like the on-the-run style where shit's falling. It's cool. But, yeah, no, I think that, like, generally, kind of a dumb thing to argue about, and wanting to see classic Shadow, like, I get it, it would be cool. Also, completely wouldn't work within the sphere of classic Sonic. So I'm 100% okay with the fact that it didn't happen. So, you know, I didn't wear the classic Shadow skin for that. Where did my rings go? Where did my rings go? Please tell me. If I die on this one more time, we're gonna just cut to when I beat it. Because I'm not doing this shit, bro. I can't talk about classic Shadow forever. It's such a non-issue that I can't talk about it forever. But no, that's something you see a decent amount in the Sonic community. It's kind of like, we're in a good spot right now, where the worst game we've gotten in recent memory is this one. And this game is still a solid, like, 6 out of 10. So, we're in a good spot, where we really don't have much to complain about. And I think because of that, we are getting... Why are my rings disappearing, bro? I'm actually... Nah. Okay. I'm going silent. I'm fucking grinding this shit out. I can't believe that. Oh. I was one hit away from victory this entire time. That's crazy. Anyways, what I was saying, I don't know, like, what was I saying? Something classic Shadow, I think he's over-designed. That's the end of the story. I didn't actually wear this costume because I wanted to talk about that. I just wanted to wear the costume again. So, don't worry about that. It wasn't set up like this for a reason. But now we can actually watch the cutscene and see what Tails did when we did his act. Look. No way. And then each and every, like, if you have multiple players, there will be multiple, replicas of Eggmobiles from times long past, and you'll get this cute little next level. I think this is another case where the game kind of loses me. I know that apparently this is some type of reference to something I forgot, like some Sega property, and I get that, and that's cute, and that's fine, and I like that. But it's also an entire level that's a reference to it. Like, this isn't just one small, tiny piece of a level. This is an entire level, an entire act in a zone that is dedicated to calling back to this and giving you a completely different gameplay style from any other classic Sonic game. And while it's okay, I get it. Like, I get why this is done. It is also kind of stupid to throw your player into a completely different form of gameplay and have, I don't know, just remove them from what they actually want to be playing. That's my takeaway from that. I'm not a huge fan, even if I do understand the intent. It's just not, it's not ideal. It's really not ideal. Oh, that goes like right below. Fire, so I can dive bomb this bitch. Fuck you guys, get out of here. This isn't too bad though. This level itself, alongside its boss, are just kind of whatever. They're fine. It is not the most intrusive gimmick, but when I played this with my friends for the first time, I was very much like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, why, why am I here? Why am I doing this? And I had to actually have someone tell me that this level was a callback to something before I actually understood that. So, there you go. That's just not a fan of it, man. These little fucking blue shits need to get out of here, bro. You are not special. No one likes you. Your family doesn't like you. Your mom doesn't like you. No one likes you. You were a mistake. You were an accident. Every single last goddamn one of you. Get out. Leave. Thank you. You too. Bye. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, they're mistakes. They're accidents. No. Yeah, when I played this with my friends for the first time, we were all like, what the fuck was that? And I know that Mania did similar things. Like, I get it. Mania had that whole level where it was, or the chemical plant boss was Mean Bean Machine. And, like, no one who plays this casually, or plays Sonic casually, is gonna fucking know about Mean Bean Machine. It's only the brain dead people. Guys, I'm with you. Like, I'm with you on this one. Don't get mad. Don't get salty. I'm one of the brain dead people. But it's only one of the people, like, they dedicate so much of their knowledge to Sonic for, you know, whatever reason. Only people like that are gonna get the reference. And, I feel like in this, I finally kind of get what people were saying when they were like, that felt kind of obtrusive. But at the end of the day, that was just one boss. It was one boss in one stage, in one zone, and it was done. But it's an entire act here. And it's not like a short act either. It's like 4 minutes long. It's pretty sizable, and I think it's different enough that I'm not gonna let this one slide, even though I let the Mean Bean thing slide. It's very different. It's a very different thing. I think, is that it? Am I done? I think I might be done with the act. There might be a second part of the boss. I think there might be. Yeah, okay, here we are. That was like a mini boss. Now we're at the real thing. The real big boy boss. But yeah, no, it's just bullet hell type of thing. Avoid the bullets. Do that. I don't know why Sonic has been so fucking in love with that recently, man. You got that. You got the true final boss and a lot of content leading up to the final boss in Frontiers. You got that Nier Automata style shit. You can tell, bro. You can tell who they wanted to be. They wanted to be Yoko Taro. They wanted to be Nier Automata. If you don't know what that is, look it up. Fire-ass game. Really, really good. But you knew what they wanted to be, dog. You know what they wanted to be. And they're doing it again here. So I don't know, like, maybe this will become the next thing that is attached to Sonic in the future, like the casino pinball shits. But I don't know. Not in love. So that was honestly easier than the mini-boss, to be real. Don't do this shit to me. Every time. Every time I beat a boss, they're like, you know what would be so funny? What if we tried to kill him? What if we tried to keep him on their toes one last time? Fuck that. But next time, we will finish up this game and take a break, because I'm not doing Trip Story anytime soon. But until then.